Hi, this is Jeff Mesnick with the Channel Marketing Journal, and I'm here today with Glenton Davis, the Global Business Strategist from Microsoft. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Jeff. How are you?
I'm doing great. Well, I'm really excited to introduce you to the channel marketing community. From what I hear, you're one of the new top talents at Microsoft.
Oh, that's generous, Jeff. Thanks.
Well, it's been exciting, getting to know you and spending some time learning all the things that you've been researching and understanding about the channel, and I'm excited to have you share that with the community.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate you having me here. I'm excited to chat.
Great. So I guess let's first just kind of dive into what is your role with Microsoft?
Sure. My title at Microsoft is Global Business Strategist. Gabriella Schuster, who is our channel chief, recruited me from business school and law school to help her to figure out how we could reimagine programs for our channel. So for the last 16 months, that's been my charter, more or less to travel the world to understand, our partners, irrespective of their size, their shape, their business, in order to engage the right technologies, the right content, as well as the right approach in order to help them do more.
That sounds great. So I mean, the fact that you've been traveling the world, talking to partners, that's a real kind of benefit because you're out there actually feet on the street having these
Yeah.
conversations. So let's start with the negative. What has been kind of the friction points that partners have
Sure.
faced?
Sure. And at Microsoft we have a vast channel of, over 300,000, excuse me, channel partners. So, each partner's point of friction is going to be unique, and I think that's important for, channel marketers to understand that irrespective of what you think you might know, right? Getting out of the office and listening to partners, calling on their customers, observing them right in their environment doing their work is probably one of the most awesome as well as the most humbling things that you can do when understanding how to take a partner first approach right to empowering your channel. With that said, I want to take all of the conversations and their uniqueness and talk about them in the context of three deficits that partners have told me that we need to do a better job as vendors overcoming. The first one is understanding that many of our partners have a deficit of time, right? That our partners are business owners. They are business owners first who are empowering their employees, who are trying to keep the lights on, who are interested in transactions, right? A number of entrepreneurial events that we as vendors often forget because we get caught up in what I think of as a myopic point of view of thinking as our partners as movers of our SKUs.
Hmm.
And so when I heard that, I thought that was really fascinating, right? I got told that, as a vendor, right, as Microsoft, I had maybe an hour, right, a week to get my point across because these partners are multi-vendor partners as well. And so it's during that small period of time that I have to really land a message, right, and land the resources and tools in order to help partners do what they need to do, right, to grow their businesses and grow their business with Microsoft.
Right.
Second, I heard about this thing called a lack of resources, right? That, you know, we build portals that often operate like warehouses, right? Despite thinking that we have given lots of information, right, to our partners to help them, build their practices and do better work, right? We've kind of left the keys without any instructions or any maps in how to get through our warehouses, right? That ends up being really confusing and overwhelming. Partners have told me that it often takes hours, right, to get through vendor resources. Vendor resources often change, right?
Right.
Vendor resources may not even be up to date. And so it's this constant sense of overwhelmment with at the same time, right, not feeling that the resources are consistent, right? The vendors need to do a better job of working their way back from. And third, right, I would actually call this a lack of trust, right? And trust is a heavy word, but I use it on purpose because all too often I receive feedback that we as vendors forget that many of our partners, right, might be SMB partners, right, and the S in SMB is really important to understand, right, that we are dealing with the true lifeblood, right, of business by working with small business owners and entrepreneurs who rely on us as vendors, right, to employ their people, right, to
Right.
empower their customers, and to contribute, right, in meaningful ways to the IT space. And we need to do a better job of understanding that.
Great. So now that we kind of go through and you can see the friction,
Yeah.
what would be what do you think we needs to be done to make it easier for partners and vendors to work together? What's the key? What's the glue that's going
Yeah.
to make it work?
Sure. So, I start by saying, and this will feel like kind of like a maxim, but I think it's really important. I'll talk about how I tactically, get it done. We've got to do a better job of listening, right? I find that my job is so much easier when I am relentlessly partner obsessed, right? And taking that information and taking that feedback and literally just turning it around. My job becomes so much easier, frankly.
Right.
My job is so much more interesting. It's so much more impactful when I just do a better job of being an active listener to my partners, right? And instead of thinking that I know all the answers, right, I keep my learner's hat on when I'm with them, and I take that information back in to turn it around. So you go, all right, Glenton, that's great, but how do you tactically get that done?
Right.
What we're seeing right at Microsoft, we're seeing two things that are really helping us right now push the envelope on channel marketing and how we empower our folks in it. The first is curation, right? And I don't just mean doing a better job with the contents that you put into your warehouse, right? We have moved curation into the territory of prescriptive marketing, right? Where we have taken a content marketing strategy and we've laid it out day by day for partners, and we've given them the buttons, the ways in which they can just click and very quickly get to work, right, on the prescriptive marketing that we've put into our technology. That's been really powerful because it's helping us close the gap between vendor saying, well, we provide you all this content, and partner saying, well, I'm overwhelmed by all this content, so
Right.
that no content gets used, right?
Right.
So by putting the call to action, right, in a highly curated, highly customizable, consistent way that works day by day in a prescriptive manner, we've seen incredible results, not only for partners who are looking to build, right, their digital marketing, but partners who are also looking to optimize it. They curate our curation in order to provide higher touch engagements with their customers and prospects that are in line with their pre-existing sales and marketing strategies. And we find both of those levers to be really powerful. The second, right, is that we like to move out of product stories into customer stories. We've received a lot of feedback that we are shoving product messages, right, through partner as opposed to helping partners lead, right? In terms of being partner led, we've got to do a better job of highlighting their customers and customer problems, right? And how our technology just plays a supporting role in the hero's journeys that our partners' customers undergo, right? By telling stories like that, by building content in that way, right, we allow partners to put their message on top of it, right? To add their unique value prop to the customer hero stories that we're telling. And we're finding that that's achieving a couple of things, right? First, it is actually helping partners build better trust with their customers because we're highlighting customer problems and how technology plays a supporting role in it. Second, we're actually empowering our partners more because they're able to add their own twist, right, to these stories that we're telling. We're finding that customization piece combined with the prescription has been super powerful in unlocking what I think of as the next frontier, right, of partner-led marketing.
Right. And so far, have you seen some great success on this, or?
We have.
Yeah.
Without going into too many of the details, we've been testing some of this actually with you, Jeff, over the last few months,
Yeah.
and we've seen some really great success, such that we're actually working really hard to scale it a lot further and far more widely over the coming weeks. And so I look forward to once all that hard work is done, talking about it a bit more. But we're really excited. We're finding that partners are thankful, right, that something so prescriptive right now exists that they can leverage in as few as 5 to 7 minutes a week. And second, for partners who already have right kind of sales and marketing motions in play,
Right.
This weekly curation, right, that we have introduced at Microsoft has been really helpful for them to have something consistent, right, and something really substantive to rely on to do a second order curation to better serve their own sales and marketing needs.
I mean, it sounds excellent. I mean, we hear a lot from talking to other vendors about how they just keep trying to throw everything into a box.
Yeah.
And you've basically unpacked the box
Correct.
And
Unpack the box and kind of left a trail,
right.
right? And left the trail that said on day one, stop here on the trail, right? Day three, stop there on the trail. This term campaign in a box, I think that you hear thrown around a lot. We're finding that a couple things that doesn't really work
Right.
because it is largely the same thing that's been going on in the channel, right, for at least a decade. Now, look, I haven't been in the channel for that long.
Right.
And so, maybe it's the freshness that can help us take a new lens to say, look, instead of providing a box where a partner has to go through and understand all the component pieces, how can we be a bit more IKEA about
Right.
this, right? In terms of providing very easy to use, not only instructions, but tactical clicks, right? You can inject the how into your technology in order to help partners unpack the box in a highly prescriptive way.
That sounds excellent. It seems like you have reimagined what the channel needs. So
Hopefully.
it sounds pretty exciting to me. Well, I wanted to say thank you very much for spending the time here. I know you've had a busy schedule, so making the time is much appreciated.
Great. Thank you so much, Jeff. And I look forward to continuing this conversation and talking about how we can continue to push the boundaries on how we empower our partners.
Excellent. We'll continue to do so. And so this is Jeff Mesnick with the Channel Marketing Report, Channel Marketing Journal. And I am here again with Glenton Davis, and who is with Microsoft as the Global Business Strategist. Thanks a lot.
Great. Thanks, Jeff.
All right. Take care.
All right. Bye.